Hey, I'm Des Money.
And I'm Jesse Money. And you're watching CMS TV.
It's Hurricane right here on your classic metal show featuring Foreigner lead singer Kelly Hansen, who was a guest on this show a few years back before he joined Foreigner with Heaven and Hell. Or what was it? I think it was Heaven and Earth.
Heaven and Earth?
Heaven and Earth. That's what it was. It was
short. If it was before he was in Foreigner, that's more than a few years ago. God damn.
It's been a while. When did he get in?
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Let me see. Foreigner.
He was in that Heaven and Earth with, I think, his brother-in-law. I think his brother-in-law was like married to Heather Locklear or something.
Right. Yeah, I remember the band vaguely, but I don't.
Well, it was like a one-off thing, one album or something. But Heaven, or rather, it had to do with Heather Locklear. His partner was married to her or some shit. I don't remember, but it was something like that. And then he joined Foreigners just shortly after that, and that was the end of that Heaven and Earth.
Yeah, 2005.
All right.
I don't see Heaven and Earth listed here. What is it, around the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, with Stuart Smith.
There you go.
Heaven and Earth, yeah. I don't remember who Stuart Smith is, but I'm assuming that's who.
Yeah.
Was he married to Heather Locklear?
I think so. Something like that. It was some association there. I just remember it was some weird association.
Talk about another one that fucking borders on a little crazy.
Yeah. If she doesn't end up like, Tawny.
She's certainly not dancing around like Britney. That's for sure.
But if she doesn't end up like Tawny Katane or something, just dead.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
Yeah, it is. But
yeah,
anyway,
there's another one who had like a long history of being involved with the rock and roll world, being married to both Tommy Lee and Richie Sambora.
Right.
You know,
he took the sanity out of her.
Yeah. And then of course there's all kinds of stories with her having the authorities called on her because she's out of control and doing a lot of drugs and shit.
Right.
But you would think that someday, somewhere down the road, we're going to hear some story that she OD'd or some shit.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, I think the odds are pretty good of that.
Just terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, she was the it girl back at the same time that Tawny Katane was the it girl.
Sure.
You know, every guy wanted to bang her. Getting back to our theme from early in the show, that all we wanted to do was bang you.
That's right. It's crazy.
You know, our friend Sal, my friend Sal, since you
because I hate him apparently.
All he could talk about is the time that he attended a Whitesnake show and he was able to see Tawny Katane hanging out around the front of house soundboard.
Ooh. Was that good Tawny Katane, or was it kind of used up?
No, it was the David Coverdale era.
Oh, so it was the good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the era that I got to see at baseball games where she was used up.
John Rocker era.
No, not John Rocker.
What was his name?
What was the guy? The baseball
he was a
player?
Pitcher.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't remember. Baseball player married to Tawny. It was, I should know this, Chuck Finley.
Yeah, Chuck Finley.
Yeah.
It was in the same time as John Rocker, though. I just remember.
Yeah, same era, yeah.
Right about that same time, because both of them were making news about the same time.
Yeah, for different reasons, obviously.
John Rocker, racist.
That's right. Chuck Finley, pussy.
Finley being beaten by Tawny Katane's shoe.
Right. That's right. Getting beat up by his woman.
Just terrible.
It is.
Stop marrying these chicks.
Well, Well, dude, you're aware that we're not going to need rock stars anymore, aren't you?
Oh, well, please enlighten me.
Between the holograms that we're seeing now and you know, the new AI that's out there making music.
That AI, is that concerning to you at all?
Oh, scared to death of it.
Of course.
It's going to put me out of business.
Well, regardless of a financial thing, do you think AI is just a concern for you, just from the standpoint of how it's going to affect us on? And again, I know you always have this attitude that, well, I'm not going to be around very long. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the grave and blah 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 blah. But regardless of that,
it's going to be bad. It's going to be people are first of all, it's growing in an ungodly fast method or timing.
It's going very quickly. The faster that technology gets to be more advanced, the faster it advances.
Yeah, and it's just getting faster and faster and faster.
And I know, and this whole AI thing is just unbelievably it's taking over our normal humanistic side, I guess.
Oh, it is. Well, that's what I'm going to share with you today.
All right. Well, that's what I want to hear.
So check this out. This is just one. You're aware of the band Oasis.
Yes.
And you're aware of the fact that Oasis has had a zillion problems between the two brothers.
Ian and Noel Gallagher.
Yeah. Can't get along with each other. They fucking hate each other.
Well, the thing is that Oasis was relevant in the 90s, which is 30 years ago.
But if they get together for anything, they will sell out everywhere they play.
Right.
Like the biggest arenas, like the Wembleys and they will headline any festival here or there.
Well, see, I'm not an Oasis fan. I'm aware of their music. They're very Beatlesque. I get that. I get what their music is. I've heard it. I've listened to it. I'm not a fan. I don't hate them. It just never caught on with me, but I realize how huge they are. And I know you're a fan.
Love them.
Can you
love them?
Can you explain to me what it is that's the draw for Oasis? What is it about them?
Musically, they were like upgraded Beatles, which without being a copycat.
Okay.
Like they were excellent lyrics, excellent musicianship. And Liam Gallagher is a fucking rock star.
Okay.
Like a true rock star. Like,
all right,
the same attitudes, but he's a dick. He's a total dick, like a rock star should be.
Right.
But man, when he gets on the stage, he is a fucking king.
All right. Well, Wonderwall obviously was their huge hit. If you look at the Spotify numbers.
Yeah.
And again, Wonderwall, I've heard it a million times because they played it a million times on commercial radio back when I listened to commercial radio back in the 90s, which is when I think I stopped listening to commercial radio.
Sure.
But according to the Spotify numbers, it's got 1,629,533,706 plays.
Yep. And I'd imagine Champagne Supernova's right behind it, somewhere near that.
It's nowhere close to that.
Really?
It's 322 million.
No kidding. That's it, huh?
That's it.
What are the top 5 for them?
Wonderwall.
And
Don't Look Back.
Great song.
Don't Look Back in Anger.
Don't Look Back in Anger.
Right.
Walk away.
Champagne Supernova. Stop Crying Your Heart Out.
Okay.
And then Live Forever.
Another good one. See, I'm even a fan. They had a band without Noel Gallagher, like all the Oasis guys except Noel, called Beady Eye. And that fucking record, both of those records are kick ass. I love them. I am as big a fan of Oasis as you can possibly be.
All right. Well, again, I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
It just didn't catch on.
It's not for everybody.
It just didn't catch on with me, but I realize how big of a audience that they have.
Sure.
And it's kind of how I look at the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
I never understood the appeal, but yet there's a lot of people out there that like them. And
Same.
it's like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
all right. And the same thing with Fish or even the Dave Matthews Band.
Dave Matthews is one I was going to say too.
Yeah,
I don't get that at all, but
don't get it, but they can sell out a stadium.
Yeah.
And
Foo Fighters.
Well, Foo Fighters, I kind of get it. They do have a lot of popularity even among the casual fan, but I'm talking more or less the outsider stuff that people, Fish. They're a jam band,
right?
Grateful Dead-esque.
But
then Dave Matthews, to me, they're like Blues Traveler.
Right.
I mean, they really are.
Yeah.
They're like Blues Traveler,
Sure.
and I'm just like, okay, what do you do with that?
Yeah, see, I liked Blues Traveler. At least the 4 album was real good. But
that's my point. It's just like, okay, I like some of their songs, but okay, and but it isn't something that I would just like have a diet of. I would just, oh man, this is just like the bomb. It's just like, okay, all right, I like this song. It's okay.
Sure. No, I get it.
And another one that I know is a favorite of yours, but I wasn't a fan. Hootie and the Blowfish.
Love them.
I know you like
them.
But the Darius Rucker, he did solo stuff, and
he's huge in that too.
That's my point.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I listen to that and I go, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We all have those bands, and certainly the ones you're naming are pretty much the same as the ones like Grateful Dead, especially.
Yeah, but the thing is they have a huge draw.
Huge.
For whatever reason. I don't know the reason. And and I'm going to go even old school for even old people like Jackal. Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, Buffett.
I mean, I know 2 songs from Jimmy Buffett, but yet somehow, some way, he's able to tour on a summertime basis and bring in 20,000 people.
Yeah, on those 2 songs, on the strength of those 2 songs.
And it's just like, what is it? And it's just like, is it the songs? Is it the party atmosphere? Is it, again, I don't know. I don't know the answer. It's weird. It's a weird anomaly.
It is. And it's funny. Look, just look at these 2 comments that came in back to back on the YouTube. Hootie fucking sucks. Horrible.
Yeah, not my
very next comment. Hootie fucking.
See, again, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're an album band.
I'm not a judge of this music. It's just I can only speak from personal experience, but I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that Hootie album as soon as the show's over.
Are you? Cracked mirror?
Cracked rear view. Yeah, hell yes. Whatever. Hell yes, I'm all in. They got me thinking about them.
I absolutely hated it when it came out.
Let them cry.
I just did not like that.
When the tears fall down like rain.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
Let her sing.
Couldn't stand it.
Well, you weren't an Oasis fan.
No, I mean, again, I didn't hate them.
Yeah, I know.
I just was like, okay, it's just another song. It's just another band that's playing on commercial radio. It's just whatever.
Now, for the people that are Oasis fans, though,
yes,
the big problem is still the brothers. You can't get the brothers. The brothers are pissing away hundreds of millions of dollars just by not cooperating with each other.
All right. Well, let me ask you something.
Okay.
And again, I don't expect you to know the answer, but without being collaborative as Oasis, do you think these guys are okay on money, financially without having done anything in 30 years?
Yeah. They made a fortune. And honestly, not here, but in the UK, the BDI stuff was really popular. as has been everything. Again, you can't judge it by here, but Noel Gallagher does that Noel Gallagher and the Birds or whatever that shit's called.
You don't think the
They
U.S.
do
is
well.
the end all be all of the whole world? Are you sure?
Nope. I know for them it ain't.
I'm sure for me that my whole world revolves right here in my local area, and if it
Not for these guys.
if
These
it
guys
doesn't
are all about it.
exist in my local area, it just doesn't exist at all.
No, for these guys, they are still rock stars.
Okay.
Especially in England. In England, they are massive. They do solo shows. It's still fucking stadium worthy. They can make money whenever they want to make money.
Okay. When was the last time that the Gallagher brothers collaborated on anything?
That I don't know. Let's see.
Was it the last Oasis, whatever they did together, or is that the last time?
Yeah, I'm sure they played a show at some point.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm looking and I'm not seeing when that would have been.
Well, let me ask you
2009, I guess.
Okay. So let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the problem is between these two faggots?
They just don't get along.
Why?
They just hate each other. Because they're brothers and they're dicks. It's like the fucking Black Crowes guys.
Well, but there's
no real reason that they don't get along. They just don't get along.
But they're playing enough to where they've got a whole summer booked.
Now they found their way back, but they had 15 years. I mean, you had Chris Robinson doing the New Black or New Earth or whatever that was, that project that he was doing, the CRB, whatever that was.
Right.
And you had Magpie Salute with Chris Robinson.
Right.
They had bands that did 2, 3, 4. Robinson did like fucking 8 records with the CRB. He did a shit ton of music outside of the Black Crowes. They just realized after all that time that it was, it's easier to tolerate each other and fucking make a bunch of money.
That's bizarre.
But that's the difference is they're American Southern boys, and Southern boys tend to take a good smack from their mom and dad and fucking go out and fix their problems. English people are cunty, and these two are fucking English hardheads. So they just haven't. They will do something eventually, but it ain't happening right now. But anyway, it doesn't need to happen now, as I'm about to share with you.
All right. That's kind of where we're driving to, but I just want to give everybody the backstory here.
Sure.
Kind of make because not everyone's a fan.
Right.
And I get that. And I'm not a fan. I mean,
right.
Again, it's not hate. It's not, I can't stand those guys. They never affected me one way or the other. It's just like, okay, I know who they are. I know what they do, but whatever.
Right. Well, apparently you're not going to need Liam Gallagher to come back to this because there's a new band out there called AISIS. And AISIS, now I'm not positive of the backstory on this exactly.
All right.
But from what I understand, this is a song that was written by the band minus Liam. And somebody took AI and modeled an AI around Liam's voice. And that's what you get. Hold on. I'm going to fucking choke again. Hold on a minute. Get a drink. I'm choking on this fucking story.
It must be whiskey.
Yeah, I wish. So here it is. They have this AISIS where they took an old demo, or they polished up a demo and they used AI to not only perform it as Liam Gallagher, but I guess they wrote the lyrics and everything to be in the style of Oasis.
All right.
So but listening to it, and especially where we're still at the beginning of this thing, this phase, this is really fucking scary.
Right.
This really says you don't need these musicians anymore at all.
Right. Well, why would you? I mean, hologram with Dio, and who else did they do the hologram of?
Tupac and
Tupac, yeah.
They don't.
This was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So 5 years later, we're at the point where it's probably getting pretty damn close to being perfected.
Well, this is scary how close this sounds.
Okay.
So let's check out a little bit of this. This is AISIS. So check it out.
I don't belong in this place where I was born, but I was hoping that you'd come and set me free. Another sunny day, and I've just wasted it away, thinking about all the things that I could be.
Sounds pretty fucking good to me.
What sounds like Oasis.
Sounds just like, and I mean, the voice is like a dead ringer.
Now, what is this we're listening to, though?
Like I said, they took this old demo of a song that didn't come out, and they programmed the AI to write the song and perform it in the voice of Liam Gallagher, in the voice of Oasis.
So this is just basically lyrics that are written down?
Well, the computer wrote them.
No, well, yeah, but my point is that this is not actually performed like on an actual tape. This is just this is the AI.
This is digital.
This is
100% digital.
Well, this is the AI performing this song.
Yes,
without actual participation from anybody from Oasis.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's what I want to understand.
It's 100% a digital painting, more or less.
All right.
So here you go. Here's some more.
Most of the time, staring out my window. Can you feel me when
this would fool anybody.
I would have thought that was just Oasis.
Yeah. This is 32 minutes. It's like a whole album worth of songs.
Yeah, it's an EP basically.
Yeah, of a fake band.
All right. So none of this is really Oasis or written by them or anything. This is.
I think the music might have been. I don't know the full backstory of this. Wardlaw sent me this, but now there's actual talk of. I saw a news article about this, where let me see if I can find it real quick. Musicians threaten to make Oasis live forever with AI.
Live forever?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they're literally just saying, we don't need it anymore.
Yeah. So we'll recreate or create something that sounds like Oasis.
Yeah.
Regardless of their participation or not.
All right. Here's what it says about this that we're listening to.
All right.
AISIS, The Lost Tapes Volume 1, which they describe as an alternate reality concept album where the band's 95 to 97 lineup continued to write music, or perhaps all got together years later to write a record akin to the first three albums, only now has the mastered that tape from that session surface. So it's not even real. It's a fake story.
Yeah. It's like they're creating a fictitious existence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So quite literally, they've just said, well, I mean, this is where we're at. This is going to be fucking a nightmare for all of our friends in the business. Because all of our friends that sold their shit to fucking record company guys, they're going to find new records coming out by them. Because they're going to program it in. They're going to they'll feed all the hits. Like take a Motley Crue as an example. They sold their music. They sold everything that they have, their music, their image, all that shit.
Yeah. Rat sold their catalog to BMG, Dokken.
Mm-hmm. So
everybody sold everything to BMG.
Right. So BMG now owns everything about, we'll just use Rat as an example. They own the image, they own the likeness, they own the sound, they own the everything. They can take, let's just say they take the 15 most popular songs from Rat, feed it into a computer and say, spit us out a 10-song record that sounds like these 15 songs. And it'll do it. That's fucking scary, man.
So it'll just basically make up music and make up lyrics and make up everything?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll analyze what it's fed. Like they said here, off of the first 3 records of Oasis. And then it spits out this.
All right.
Which is just nuts, right?
Yeah. So basically it'll create something without the artist actually creating it.
Correct.
All right.
And how scary is that for?
That's pretty weird because they'll just basically take what's already been done and just kind of mimic it or build off of that.
Yeah. So but I can see where they could use it and not have to pay the artists.
Yeah.
Take like, I don't know. Take Don Dokken. I feed it in Don Dokken's master tapes of Back for the Attack, just his vocal takes.
Okay.
And then I tell it, give it a Russian accent and shit me out a song. And it will. Now, is Don owed anything?
No, because
it's not him.
No, it's not him. He didn't write it. Nothing, but it sounds like him.
Yeah, it's like if a guy, it's like when a cover band covers a Van Halen song. The cover band doesn't owe David Lee Roth anything, other than writing. But if it's a new song, if you do a new song in the spirit of Dokken, they don't know Dokken's shit, or in the spirit of Van Halen. How scary is that for the music, man?
It's bizarre.
It's really scary. You want to hear a little more of this? Or?
Oh, please. Again,
I'll just pop into the middle somewhere.
All right.
Pop into a different song. Here we go.
It seems to me the fortune finds the ball. Not sure how's it going anywhere. I don't remember when we looked. Thoughts are really me changing, 'cause I'm alive with you. I'm alright, I'm alright, I'm alright,
If the radio stations in England put this out, it would be huge.
Or even here.
Yeah, it would do well here too. But I mean, if they put it out over
here's the new Boss Hit Found single by Oasis. This one, Joel and Liam Gallagher have patched up their ways and they've managed to put out a new single. And here it is. You're hearing it here exclusively here on WCKG here in Chicago.
That's right. This is so fucking scary, man.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's gonna take over. There's gonna be no need. You're literally gonna replace bands with fucking computer programmers.
Well, because if there's any catalog of music out there, it can be recreated or just mimicked.
Yeah. Think about a guy like Alessandro Del Vecchio that writes a shit ton of songs. He writes for damn near every band on Frontiers Records. Why wouldn't he take that set? Why wouldn't he take his catalog of songs and just hire a computer guy and put these things out himself? Here's my songs. I need a singer that sounds like Robert Plant in 1973. And I need a guitarist that sounds like Eddie Van Halen. And I need a drummer that sounds like John Bonham. And I need a bass player that sounds like Lemmy. There's my song. And he would take all the writing credit and wouldn't have to pay any performance to anybody.
And not only that, but because it's the best of the offerings, it would probably be the ear candy to most people and go, man, that fucking kicks ass. I like that. Because it's crafted to the point to where it's just like, man, that's just awesome.
Yeah. And the record companies are going to like that because they don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah.
And they're notoriously cheap. They love to fuck people over. Now they wouldn't have anybody to fuck over. All they got to do is hire computer programmers. It's a really, really scary time. And I don't think people realize how scary this AI is. This is just in this business. But if we're at this point today, it's going to be indistinguishable. Because there's little things in this that don't sound like, to me, the mix doesn't sound right.
Yeah, but
they'll figure that out.
But again, we're early in the stage, and somewhere down the road within the next, I'm going to even give it a broad spectrum here, 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And 5 years is really a long time.
Sure.
Compared to this stuff, I'm going to just say within 2 years. It'll be perfected.
Oh yeah, I would think.
And
it's got to be close now. I mean, not that I know anything about how this specific aspect works, but I know this. I know a little bit about mixing fucking audio, and literally the only thing that you got to figure out to get this mix right is a percentage of sound. The volume for the vocal needs to be, you pick whatever is the bass, the bass line, which I'd imagine is probably the bass and the drums, and you lay them in and you set their volume, and then you just would know based on that, the vocals from this performer need to be 65% louder than the bass and the vocals. And the guitars need to be 50% louder than the bass and the drums rather. And once you know that percentage of all four instruments, the mix will do it by itself. You just say, here, put in this mix. This is the mix. And it'll do it. And again, this is me talking out my ass, not knowing how all this works even, but I know that much.
But you're just speculating what you understand or what you've experienced. It's just like, it's pretty simple. Once I get the rhythm of what's going on here, all I have to do is just make a few adjustments and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And you'll listen back to it. And unlike now, where a lot of bands just settle for whatever they get, it's not exactly what they want, but it's close enough, and they don't have budget and they don't have blah, blah, blah to fix it. Now it'll be like, you know what? I don't like that segment from 251 to 312. And you'll push a button and you'll say, give me a new segment. Give me a new guitar solo. And it'll just strip that one out and it'll slap a new one in there. Give me one that rocks a little more, or that plays more notes, or that is a little simpler, whatever it would be. And the AI will go, whoop, boom. And there it is, replaced. No thought going into it at all. That is fucking scary, man.
Yeah. It's crazy how quick that happens.
Yeah, we're changing fast, and that's just in the music world.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, for anybody that has a job that involves any kind of paper or computers, you better start learning something, because your days are short. Your days are short-lived with this shit, man. Believe me, that's one of the reasons I'm shifting a lot of what I do into the podcasting these days, because I just see the computer industry especially is going to shit in a record time. It's not going to be that much longer before you want to do a website for a fucking band or something. You'll say, code me a 5-page website that does this, and that, and this page includes this text and these pictures, and this one includes this and this, and it'll go. Vroom, vroom. You can do that now with OpenAI. You can tell it to code your website, and it'll do it.
Yeah,
it'll code your website in 2 seconds. It's fucking crazy. And books, have you seen that now with books? That now there are books being published that are 100% written by OpenAI. They just tell it, give me 70,000 words, tell me a story, here's the names of the characters, here's some features, write me a story. Give me 70,000 words. And it'll do it. It's fucking nuts.
All right.
So there we go.
It's the world we live in.
That's right. Be afraid.
Exactly. Be very afraid.
Skynet is coming quicker than you think.
Exactly.
All right. I think that's it, right? Are we done?
One real quick thing. I sent an email.
All right.
This is something that's a favorite of you and I, and a favorite of a lot of our fans.
All right. Let's see. Okay, I got it.
All right. Look at these pictures.
Oh, no.
Aging is a bitch.
Yeah, it is. Big time.
It's a bitch.
Yeah, poor Steve. What happened, bro?
Real quick.
Where's this
before we get out of here?
Where's this at? Why isn't it showing? Hold on. It's not bringing it up. There it is. Okay. Oh no.
This is our icons from the 80s into the 90s. Steve Perry from Band Journey.
That's right. Oof. Oh man, that's just sad. Is there more of Steve, or is there just
that's basically it?
Okay. Wow.
He's out for his morning walk.
Yeah.
To try to stave off the the ravages of aging.
Yeah. He's walking to the dentist.
But Steve Perry, it is Steve Perry, the former frontman of Journey. The 74-year-old talented singer was seen during a hike in Los Angeles on Tuesday, as he was seen for the first time rocking long gray hair after decades of sporting jet black locks.
That's right.
Despite being relatively estranged from the industry, the star still appears to have plenty of love for music, as he sported large over-the-ear headphones during his stroll. The open arms hitmaker was dressed for comfort, as he sported a black zip-up hoodie, the blue basketball shorts, and a pair of dark green Hoka, I don't even know what that hiking boots. Perry sported a little bit of a graying scruff on his face as he finished off the look with a pair of sunglasses with clear plastic frames. The frontman is best known for having jet black locks, so no doubt this natural gray look is quite the change of a pace for him. Perry was last seen along his ex-Journey bandmates when they were inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 6 years ago, April 7th of 2017. He has opted not to perform along the bandmates in deference to current Journey lead singer and Arnel Pineda from the Philippines.
Well, I mean, good for him. Look, I'm actually glad he's not performing, Because if he sucked, that would be the worst. If Steve Perry was out there going, and here I am with open arms, that would be horrible.
Right.
You know, while we're looking at guys that have aged, they've aged. Oh, this guy, he's going on tour.
Is that Ozzy?
Ozzy.
Is he going on tour? Or is he just playing that power metal thing?
Sharon's gonna prop him up in a fucking chair.
You think so?
I do think so. Yeah, I absolutely think that is coming. That we are going to get Ozzy in a chair to to end his career. You know, there's just no how does she not do that?
Just look at that. He flashes this peace sign.
Peace, baby.
He's got a good head of hair.
Yeah, he's got all his hair. It's another guy. How's he still alive?
Yeah.
That dude can't die.
Right.
I don't want him to die. I'm just saying he's been through it.
You ever watch that movie from 2020 or 2010 rather?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? That Russell Brand movie?
I can tell you no, because I've never seen a Russell Brand movie. So
really, you didn't see Get Him to the Greek?
I've seen that. I didn't.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah,
but he says those English motherfuckers never die.
Not wrong.
Those Led Zeppelin guys are still going strong. You know that Ozzy Osbourne, he's gonna outlive Miley Cyrus.
Could. Fucking human cockroach.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Look at the Rolling Stones, or even the Who.
Yeah, two of those guys still kicking.
Yeah, still just out there performing.
Yep, they are. So, all right, let's go.
All right, we're gonna get out of here since we're talking about Steve Perry. This is one of my favorite Journey songs. I'm gonna leave you with. This is just like one of my favorite tunes. I don't know why I like this so much, but this is one of the songs that wasn't the most popular, but it's a popular tune. But Stone in Love.
It's a good one, yeah.
She found me sitting by a railroad track.
Those summer nights are cold.
Exactly. This was back when life was still good before people were overtaking cities and buildings and worried about, BLM and all that bullshit. This was when things were fun.
That's right. It was a fun time.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Maybe next week we'll debut a new Red Rain song. Our good friend Sammy Lee will join us, and we appreciate everybody who's tuned in and who's become a subscriber to our locals page to help offset the cost that Chris and I both bear.
That's right.
And all that shit. But, if you're a fan of the CMS and the nostalgia 80s and all that shit, I think you'll appreciate this song. But this is Journey, and we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Saturday. We'll do it all over again. So it's Journey with Stone in Love. So until next Saturday night, this is Neeley along with my very good friend
Chris Aiken.
And we're gone.
Bye, kids.